Hello, Mithali Ma. Huh?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon, ma'am. You can start the session now.
Okay, fine, fine. Oh, sorry. Yes. So, good afternoon, teachers. Good afternoon. I hope you all are doing well.
Good
So
afternoon.
today we
Good afternoon, ma'am.
yes.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon. Good
Yeah, very
afternoon.
good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah. So we'll be starting with yet another workshop. This workshop is little different from what we've been doing now since we've covered, the literacy compartment. That is, when it comes to math, numeracy, we've spoken about English a lot. We've spoken about quite a lot of things. Now we have this is somewhere when we talk about is the social enrichment of what we want our children to it's not only the academics or the curriculum that we are focusing on, we are focusing on their overall development. This is where this workshop gets into the picture, wherein we want to foster teamwork, these social skills, how to encourage the children, how to motivate the children to, how to become confident. All these things will be coming into we'll be talking about today. So, to start off, let's just go ahead and let's do it. So the objectives. Now here, the objectives are, of course, we want to know about, why is teamwork important? Why is social skills, developing the social skills in the children that important? We will discuss a lot of activities that come up, as most of you have been attending the workshop. You know how much importance I give to the practical ideas and the activities. So you will see a long list of activities. Of course, you will also get an idea of how to incorporate these activities into our daily routine. And also, you know just we want our children to grow up being, having a positive outlook. They know how to communicate, how to empathize with others, and also respect others. So this is our try, our push from our end of to bring for bringing up these children. So let's just start. We have the first and foremost, if we talk about teamwork, like the title of the workshop is teamwork. I'm talking about the teamwork in the objectives also. What exactly is teamwork when it comes to preschool? See, teamwork when you talk about this, from the corporate point of view is a different meaning. You as teachers, we need a different kind of a build up or a teamwork spirit to run the school efficiently. What about in preschool children? When we talk about preschool children, it is basically the ability to work together and to, so they know, like, for example, when children, see, nowadays, many children are, either the parents prefer having a single child or they may have not more than two. But the concept of working together, of doing things together, it is a little difficult concept to learn for them or to get adjusted because of the current scenario or the exposure that they get today. Now, there are not many, like when we were children, or I mean, when I was young, I remember I used to live in a joint family with seven of my other cousins. I used to live and we used to go in the building every day and play, and there were like 20 other children playing. So imagine the social skills were automatically developed. In at home they were developed because the sharing comes into the picture. Being kind to your cousins used to come into the picture. Everything used to, it was self-taught, or it was just automatically imbibed into us. Now the scenario, the lifestyle is way different than what we had earlier. So for this, we need to put forth these efforts. Earlier, I don't think the schools needed that much efforts when it came to social skills also. Of course, importance was given, but not so much that we need to give that conscious effort into building it up. So here we need, when the children are playing games, teach them taking turns, helping a friend, when they are cleaning up the toys. The child, some children will automatically go and help their friends, building a block tower together, but they do it in a cooperative manner. They don't like, you like boss around, or they don't want to touch their toys, anything like that. No, We want them to build it together. Listening when someone is talking, that is so important. The listening skills among the children has deteriorated to such an extent. Like what last when I taught was the eighth graders. That time they still had some listening ability. Of course, eighth graders, teenagers, they have that thing. So theek hai. But right now, even when preschoolers or as young as second graders or third graders, their listening up skills are so poor. So, that these things we want them to, if we make the efforts and if we can start the young, it can really help them in the future. Now, why is teamwork important? Why do you think? See, it teaches, of course, cooperation and respect for others' ideas as well. Others' ideas. This thing is, I have seen in this, me being a parent, I have noticed, I have realized where in this rat race of making my children confident and, being sure about themselves and them being this, that bringing them up as, self-confident children, the they have somehow forgotten how to respect others' ideas also. Like I can see it between my two children where in my own teachings are getting backfired sometimes, because if I have taught them to be confident, it is also where they have somehow missed out on learning respecting the others' ideas, especially each other's ideas when it comes to my children. So, we come to know about these things. So this is something that is really important. Problem solving skills, because see, nowadays they have everything in hand. Before the child asks, they have three things in hand before even the child asks or needs. So here they don't have the capability, like they somehow struggle in developing these problem solving skills, because as and when they grow up, there will be different issues that they come up to them, and how will they be solving? So if we start them young, if we teach them that, okay, let's build some problem solving skills, how to do it. Like if you have an issue or a problem in front of you, if there are three blocks and you want to divide this simple basic stuff, let them do it. Encouraging a sense of belonging and community. Now see here, which you can see it's classes playing together. They are all enjoying, this parachute play. But it is a teamwork that not to let the ball bounce out of the parachute. So they all are working, if it comes over there, over to one child, that child will lift it up, and it comes there, then the other child will lift it up. So they all are working at the same goal of not letting the ball bounce out. So this is what we want them to do, that they are in for together. The moment any child will leave the thing, will leave the handle of the parachute, the ball will roll out. So this is where the teamwork, this is how different things that we want them to understand. Because right now it's playway method. When they grow up, they can apply it in their real life as well. Now, what are social skills? Okay, so social skills are basically tools that the children use to interact with each other. They in a positive and respectful way. Okay, so when you talk about it, why is it important? We want them to greet each other or others using kind words. Oh, Baba, this putting in magic words into the brains, like helping, like when I was preparing for this workshop, all I could relate was like, okay, I am doing this, and like till date, my children are 8 years old. I have to tell them, if somebody gives you something, just say thank you. So like, these things, it comes, but using kind words, how and why, when is very important. Waiting patiently for the turn, sharing toys and space. Sharing is, see, I have always been of that opinion that I used to be, in fact, when I was earlier, that, sharing, if somebody asks for it, please always give, that's how it is good for you. Like it shows that you are sharing. But then there was this one teacher who pointed it out to me, that the children should learn the importance of, when they have to say no, but in a very polite way. It's not necessary that they have to share their toys or anything, every time somebody asks for. If they don't wish to, if they really don't want to, They have to answer it in a very simple way. For example, I am going to complete playing it, with it in 5 minutes. I will pass it on to you. Like wait for 5 minutes. I will give it to you. I can give you half of it, or why not you play with the other set of the toys, something like that. But that's how we want. So that then expressing their feelings, how they feel, they should be emotionally connected with themselves first, understanding others' emotions, empathizing. And it matters because they learn to form friendship, they build self-confidence because they've started communicating, they are meeting other children. We want them to talk to each other, and this reduce behavior issues through better communication. I have seen it teachers, the way it like it just gets subtle, the rude behavior, some issues that the child have. And the moment they saw that, okay, my friend is not liking it, or it is not, my friend got hurt or got upset over this, so the child will also understand, my behavior may have to, the child is not an acceptable or a positive behavior. See, they may not use these terms or anything, but they will understand, and they do understand very well. Better communication, when you talk it out, when you're discussing it, when you give them relatable examples, they understand. The prepare them for group learning, team-based play. We need that. Like, putting up a simple a chart or something which you keep talking during circle time, inculcating these habits also really help, doing it every day. So this is just a cute, nice quote which I found. You can just read it. Yeah, I won't go. This is like, I'll just move ahead. Now we'll start with the icebreaker teachers. So here what we are going to do is you can do the same thing. See, most of my icebreakers here are most what in fact all the icebreakers are somehow that are planned in such a way where you can do it in the classroom with the children. Okay, so this is what the idea is. So here it's a simple thing. If you can go and get it, well and good. You can click a picture of it, or you can turn on your video and show me, whatever way works. So what I want you all to do is collect 3 or 4 simple objects around you. So if there are any simple objects like, spoons ho gaya, cup ho gaya, eraser, book, anything that you have, just collect, like this. Like I've got a phone, I've got this, I have got a phone charger. So just get few things. And what I want you all to do is, I want you all that you must build a small tower or structure, including using these items quickly. Okay, here I've written the instructions, silently and quickly, so you can apply it in the classroom. But if I'm going to try and build a tower, and I won't be able to leave it, like if I want something. So here I'm building the tower. How will that happen? Let me just check the chat box. Yes. Okay. Okay. So teachers, you have 1 or 2 minutes. Give it a try. If you don't want to click a picture and share, or if you don't want to turn on the video, it's okay. But I want you all to at least give it a try. Okay. So I want to know how, I want to know, I want you all to answer the next questions which I put across. So I want you all to give it a try. Anything that is around you. I am not telling you to go and look out for specific things. Anything, few 3 or 4 simple objects. You have 1 minute. Okay. So if you all have done, if you all want to show it to me, you can show. And I have done this much. I want to put something over here. I want to, like put the pen on top of it, but I'm not able to fit it in. But has anybody else done it? If you want to share that, please do. If not, that's also okay, teachers. Okay, so if not, but now I want you all to at least answer in the chat box. So for two things, that we are on the same page when it comes to understanding what is going on, and secondly, I have not made you all sleep. Okay, so let me just put it across. So first is, what did you notice? See, these are the prompts that you can ask in the classroom also. These are the same prompts that you can ask in the classroom, like what did you notice while building the tower? What then you can ask is, what if you had a partner? What would you change? Like if I had somebody, I would, like, tell the partner to hold two things and I would hold the other two, something like that. So what would you change? Then you can ask is, how do you think children feel when they do these things in groups? So I want you all to answer, if they do it in group, how do you think, if you all, in fact, as teachers also would have got a chance to do certain things in group, like this particular tower building in groups, what would you feel, or how would the outcome be? You can share it with me in the chat box. Uh, you can share it with me in the chat box and let me, like, tell me, like, how would you come up with different, like, how would it help? If not, it's okay, but at least I don't want you all to doze off, okay? All right, I think, okay, let me just go ahead. But now if I'm sparing you all this time, next time I want you all to answer. All right, teachers? Okay? Chalo, let's go ahead. So, 1 minute. Oops. Yes. So, when we have these, simple tasks, like even simple tasks become meaningful when they do it together. Now, if you give them blocks, random apna blocks le lo. Plastic blocks, if you've given the children the plastic blocks, if you give it to them, so they'll just, if a child is playing individually, they'll stack it, they'll do something like that. If they are little grown up, they'll try to build something. But if they do it together, I have seen that if 2 or 3 children work together, they will try to build the tallest tower ever. They will try to, make a huge palace or huge playground or whatever. But they will try, and, there are new ideas coming in. They are sharing, they are discussing, and they are making it. They get so involved. So this is what we want in the children. Yes, teamwork. Yes, yes. Okay. You want me to repeat the question? Okay, what we'll do is, okay, let me go back. So what I want is, how will you feel when you are doing a particular, like for example, as teachers, you all got an opportunity to build a tower together with different random objects. When you were doing alone and when you were doing together, how would you feel, and how do you think children will feel when they do the same particular task in groups together? How would they feel? You can either answer from the perspective of the teacher, or you can answer from the perspective of the children. Please put it in the chat box. I am going ahead right now, and I will come back to it later on. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they may feel a chaos sometimes. They may feel excited sometimes building the tower. Like, it is no doubt a fun loving, but as perspectives of the child may be tense because they may feel that we are observing, or the parents are observing, they may feel sometimes tensed up. But it becomes a sense of what you say, not belonging. I can't get that word, but they may feel that, like, yeah, we are doing something.
Yeah, a bond
parent,
kind of a thing, that working together over something.
yes, appreciation matter. Like, they may feel, okay, yeah, my teachers and my parents are watching. I have to do it for them. They may feel appreciated, in that sense.
Like kind of a positive reinforcement. Like they'll be like,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
we are doing this and we'll be getting a positive reinforcement. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Yes. Okay, thank you, teacher. Thank you. So now let us now explore how this applies to our young your learners, how the, simple tasks, how teamwork, how social skills, how will it apply? We'll be doing that. And now before these activities, it is like the importance of teamwork in the early childhood. Of course, I have told you why is it. It is essential. I did talk about it earlier. It is just that I am again trying to concise it in a one slide and put it across. That we want them to share. We want them to wait for their turns. We want them to express their needs. We want them to problem solve things. We want them to adjust and compromise sometimes, listen to others, empathize with each other. We want these things, like along with teamwork, we want them their social skills and everything to develop together. Okay, so yeah, this is the same thing. I'm not going to repeat again. You've heard it. I'll just keep the slide for 30 seconds so you can just read it through. But I have spoken about it already. See, this is an example when I was just doing, researching for the content and everything. I came across a short case study kind of a thing. So I've just tried to take the gist of it. So in a junior KG class, two children are asked to carry a basket of books together. At first, they tug and they argue. They were like, no, I'll do it, I'll do that. So then the teacher gently guides them. So we don't want them to instruct them. We want them to guide them. So that's how she said, let's count together and walk slowly. And they were trying to, they started doing that, like 1, 2, 3, and within seconds, they are moving in sync, and they could reach it. And then it actually, in continuation, it was like, the children, those two children which the teacher had paired up, they were the two that had, like a major amount of like fights used to happen between these two children. So initially, it did happen that sometimes they had toppled the basket of books also. But slowly, once they were like gradually guided by the teacher of taking, and she gave different ideas to the children, they learned. And by the end of that duration, I think she had given 1 month's time or some duration, she had given them responsibilities, those two. So they had become best of friends because they could connect and they had understood, like, okay. And then they didn't need to count also later on because they would just pick up and they were in sync. Totally in sync, the two children. So the entire case study, it was a very prolonged one. But this is what the thing was. So here, that moment taught them co-regulation, how to work together, patience, and sharing the goal. So for them, both of them, the goal was to put the book basket, carry it and put it in some place. So this was their goal, which they were sharing. So it helped them this way. This is how it helped them. So, instead of solving conflicts quickly and pause quickly, like, the moment we'll be like, no, you do this, instruct the children, listen, you do this, you take this basket, you go first, then you go first. Instead of that, we can try and guide them. See, it is always not possible in the scenario where there are 20 other children in the classroom, but we can definitely give it a shot once in a while, or try to keep doing it in a subtle way, or try to do that first and then quickly give them the direct instruction. Because I totally know, like, every time when there are so many things lined up, we can't expect you to be patient and tell them and guide them and wait for the children at that moment. You can definitely instruct them, but try to give them in hints or try to guide them first for some time and then let's give it a try. Okay. Now, activities. Here comes my favorite part. Okay, we are going to have activities. Remember, some of the activities will be overlapping. I have put those activities in different categories because I thought it will be it is needed. Some activities can be which are used in playgroup. You can change it and you can modify it as per the age group in which you are teaching. Like for senior KG, you can make the activity little complex. Try to do that. That also helps. So we are going to work that way. So now this is the same thing: cooperation, communication, turn taking, problem solving. These are the things we want. So I have some activities based on these. So the first is this, I found very, very, very cute. Okay, pass the smile. So this is playgroup. You'll see the grade also written, the teamwork activity name, and the skills developed, or the basic set of a gist of what the skill is, what the activity is about. So the children sit in a circle. One child smiles at the next, who copies it and passes it on. So here, what happens? Like they all are smiling. You see so many children smiling, because if somebody smiles at you, it is but obvious that your reflexes will go and give you a smile. So they are understanding. It builds that attention. Like they all are paying attention. When my partner is going to smile at me, so they are paying attention. They are taking turns. They are waiting for the turn till, okay, these three children will get over and then it will be my turn. So that is also very, very it is a fun activity for the play group. You can change it, you can modify it. For nursery, you can add some hand actions along with it, like with a smile and some actions along with it. For junior, you can share, you can add a phrase also. For senior, you can do some actions, some phrase, something, and you can keep that thing around. So it is fun. So I'm just giving you some ideas where it comes, where I can apply. You can also think about it. This just came instantly to me, like what you can do for nursery, what you can do for junior, what you can do for senior. And now we have grade. For nursery, we have built together. See, blocks bol do, Play-Doh bol do. These things now, they are like a must. They are like mandatory for the preschool, because it not only teaches them how to stack and everything, not only numeracy or from the curriculum point of view, but in the other ways also, wherein they are learning several other skills. So if children are given a small set of blocks to create the same structure together, it builds, they are given that and they are told to, build the blocks together, same structure. See, I have a nice, this picture which I found. So they were given blocks and they were told to build a house or some designated space, and see how they all are working together. They all are building walls together. So this is what we want. For junior KG, partner painting. So two children share one paper and a set of paints or crayons. They must coordinate and where and what to draw. See, this can lead to some argument kind of a thing. Some it can be a delicate situation to handle, but of course you can definitely try it out. There is one more thing which I had recently played at a family get together, wherein all of us were standing one behind another. We can apply it for junior KG and senior KG over here, where we can partner them up. So if one child is standing, the other child will stand behind their backs, okay, facing the back. And you must have seen it on the social media or anywhere, I don't know. But now give the first child that is standing, give the child a piece of paper, and where he can sit and he can draw, and a crayon or something. And the other child, you tell the child, like draw a sun or draw a moon. The second child, the child standing behind, and that child has to do it with their fingers on the back of the first child. So when so the child, and there is a coordination happening, that okay, he drew a kind of a circle, and they drew the other child will draw that circle in the paper. So it works fabulous. It works fabulous for adults as well. So we were given, first when we were given the sun, we ended up the other person perceiving it as a flower. So you can understand, when it comes to adults, it is this way. The children also, and give them simple shapes, give them simple designs, simple like a lollipop kind of a thing, anything, and just see it. It is fun. It is really fun. See, here you can see they were giving that. So now the one child has kept her palm and the other one is tracing the outline of it. So here also it's a teamwork, that if this one will move, their drawing will get spoiled. So they are sharing the same goal and they are doing it. For senior KG, puzzle pairs. So give them, a puzzle set divided between two children. They must discuss and assemble it together. Now this, recently, where was I? Recently at some hotel, yeah. So they had this huge trunk in which they had kept a map of that particular place. Yeah, Uti. So they had kept a map of that particular place. And what had they done was, they had the same puzzle pieces of the map, but they were like enlarged. and they had kept a kind of a contest kind of a thing where two children will come together and they have to figure out to fit the puzzle looking at the image. It was like a 20-piece puzzle or something, but it was huge. The pieces were like enlarged, like A4 size pieces. So each piece was A4 size. So it was super fun. The kids were, and they were like, doing it together. Give me this, you can fix it here, you can fix it. They found the other piece for other one, and it was nice. So this is where, the puzzle pair idea came up for me. Like they can be divided and let the children do the puzzle together. Like they'll be helping each other out. Okay. So, yeah. Now we have like few of one of the teachers did mention about it, that they look out for that positive reinforcement, they look out for that appreciation from the teachers and the parents. So when they do this, give them that praise. It doesn't take time. I know school hours are those few hours that the children are with us, we need to do a lot of things with them, but one of the just a one fraction of second it takes to appreciate the efforts that are done by the children. So like I love how Riya and Arjun are sharing those colors. If you see those minute details when it has happened unconsciously by the children, great work. You solved that puzzle together, and this way, this not only reinforces the behavior but also encourages others to follow. These are some sort more activities which I thought can be applicable. Of course, these also you can modify it as per your age group, whichever age group you're teaching. So we have pass the ball. So sit in the circle, class. This is like the basic, what was it called? Passing the parcel or something that we used to call when we were young. So we can do that, let them enjoy it. We also had, for one more suggestion I'll give, we had done, like for a ball, take the ball, wrap it. Like either you can wrap it or take a small ball and wrap it with with a sellotape. Keep wrapping it, and it becomes a big one. Like sellotape le lo, paper le lo, kuch bhi, kuch bhi leke, just wrap it. So each and every time the children are passing it, they will when the music stops, the child who has it and the partner next to the child will together try to peel off and see one at a time. They'll try to peel it off and see. 1 minute, there is somebody who is yes, somebody raised their hand. White crown, you want to share something? Okay, I'll go ahead if you wish to do. And okay. I hope I am not going in too fast or anything. Let me just complete. If I am, just let me know. Okay, teachers. Tidy up together, like two children clean up the toys, and as a team, with the teacher's support. Just because this is playgroup. But if they are like picking up the blocks and trying to putting it in the basket together, that way. Then we have one minute. Yeah, for nursery, friendship train banalo, like holding shoulders and they are going, outdoor play ban jayega, follow the leader. This we had, why have I put it? When as children, I used to play captain, change the action kind of a game. So where one is the leader and the others are following the actions, and the other child comes and guesses who is the leader over here kind of a thing. So you can put it up, you can do that. So like, just 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So this is like, who's the leader? kind, you know, like you can do those things with the children. For junior KG, partner painting, again, here also you can do, of course, I have put it there also. You can give them simple puzzles to solve for junior KG. And you can either, you know, team up the classroom and give them one task after another, like plan out 5, 6 different tasks, easy ones, you know, like write letter A with Play-Doh, do these puzzles, and, you know, give them tasks, you know, like who 2 children are you going to send to do this, kind of the games that we as adults play, but in a different version. Build a bridge for senior KG, give them paper cups, give them blocks, let them build bridges, let them do it together. Act out, you know, role play karo, like let them be whatever they want to be and let them act it out. Senior KG at this age, they'll express, they'll talk, they'll discuss so much. So you can, you know, do it that way. Why all these things matter? Why do these activities matter? See, these are the activities which I have put across. There is not too much of preparations needed. These are like you can integrate in your daily routine in one way or another. If you have a filler time, like, okay, there's some gap, to take any of the things, any of the activities, pick it up from here and just do it in the classroom. So, you know, they are essential. They are basically teaching them the life skills. See, life skills, now you see, you know, there are life coaches, life skill coach, and this person is there, and, you know, they are teaching these basic values, basic skills to the children. Why not we try to inculcate it at this age? So, like, you know, like sharing hai, waiting, expressing feelings hai, working with others, all these things. So let's go. We will be doing discussing about the interactive group project, which is called a classroom morale. What is it? I will teach. I will show you. See, you must have seen now. There are these huge, like, you know, walls which are just painted, and like there is some message into the wall. They are painted like nicely. There are some graphics that they've drawn, and it's beautiful. Those are called murals. So we are going to make a classroom mural where it will be dedicated to the work done by the children. It cannot, we cannot confuse it with a display board, but this will be like done, the thing on the walls that is done by the children. So it is to help you all understand how it can become a collaborative art project. So take time out for once a week, do some tiny things, you know, whenever you have art and craft or anything theme related, if you can put it in, and then, you know, incorporate it on the wall, something like that. So here, you know, the children are doing the teamwork. Of course, creativity is enhanced. They are becoming responsible because they know they are communicating with one another. They do help, you know. What is mural? See, a mural is a large artwork created by a group of children on a wall or a large sheet of paper. Each child contributes their own part to complete one big visual story or a theme. Okay, like see this over here, you can see all different murals are put up here. It's not done by the children, but I've just found this like applicable for a preschool thing where there are so many things happening and you can relate. It is relatable. Like they are learning, there is math coming into the picture, calculator hai, money and understanding currency, time bound, musical instruments, computer. You can see it, you know, it's just there. So how to conduct a mural activity in the class? I have again divided it into step by step. So have a look. The very first step will be choose a theme that is, you know, related to the children. So you can even have it garden, friends, under the sea. You know, under the sea comes out beautifully, like, you know, superb. Our feelings, talking about feelings, seasons dikha do, animals dikha do, transportation se rakh do, anything, but choose a theme. Then divide the mural space. So now assign each child or a group. Like if you have 20 children, so five children karke, see this is the section that you have to decorate. So you will put up some flowers. If we are, for example, taking garden, so you will take up the responsibility of flowers, you will take up the responsibility of butterfly, you do this way, you do this way, you do the green grass, anything. Now see, here they are assigned, they are going to put up their stuff over here like this. So these girls are assigned this particular task and they are contributing their efforts to this particular activity. How proud they might be feeling. keep the materials ready, whatever you need, crayons, tissue papers, glue, scraps, bits and pieces of paper, because see, scrap pieces, these colorful papers, they really help us in filling up the empty space in the mural. Just keep these things handy with you. Create it together. Now let the children contribute their part. They can do the drawing part, sticking part, coloring part, anything they can do. Now somebody had gifted this. There is this big huge roll that comes into the it's available outside. You can also do that. Rather than buying, you can make it also, or you can simply buy whatever works for you. But it's like a huge roll of paper. When you open it, like it will like it's the length is quite long, and there are nice beautiful theme related outlines, like like if it's the garden picture, it's like there's just the entire black and white garden picture, forest head, wild animal zoo, whatever, and the children have to color it. So the children have to color it, so you can put it up on the wall and let the children color it, and it is like it becomes your mural. So you can do that as well. And then assemble or put all the pieces. If they've just cut out pieces. Last year, my children had done in their school, they were given this particular, this space behind the door where they were supposed to make a mural. And what the children did was, my son had got the thing to make 3 butterflies. So any creativity, any way you can make 3 butterflies and take it to school, palm size butterflies. So they had taken those butterflies, and the children were, all the children some got flowers, some got butterflies, some got one of them got a sun, and this. And so it was like a prized possession for the children. Like, oh wow, this is something that we all have done together. Like then they would come and show, this is Division A artwork. Like they were so proud. It was like sense of belonging for that particular thing, that okay, we belong to this division and this is our artwork, kind of a thing. So what skills were developed in these? They learned teamwork, they were creativity, they expressed their creativity, they tried to be as creative as possible. They were boosting confidence when they saw the final picture. Like, oh wow, this looks superb. Language, they understood, they were understanding different words. They were associating different words with the garden thing, that okay, garden hai to, flowers honge, ye honge, fence honga, the picket fence that they make. So they had that. So, and they took up the responsibility. So and that went on after also the wall thing was decorated. It went on because they were so possessive about that wall, that they all ensured to look after it. They had, like, if something is peeling off, one of them will go and get the glue and stick it and put it up on the wall. Like, okay, it was their prized possession. So this is what we want, like, it's such a nice thing to see. What is the teacher's role in this? First, encourage and appreciate. This, can I help you with the sun? Ask them some stuff, rather than just instructing them. Let them take the lead. Let us do the following part. Individually, we are one drop. Together, we are an ocean. There is a very nice saying in Gujarati also, which talks about this, that, with every drop, you fill up the ocean, kind of a thing. So it is applicable in this also, like with every single drop, the end of the day, they build their ocean, their own community. So that's it. Now we'll go to the, we'll go to the classroom integration. Just give me a minute. I'll take a water break and get onto it. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll just read. There are some messages in the chat box. And can you conduct the mural activity? Now, mural activity is like it cannot be done in a day if you're taking a wall or the door. But what you can do is you can assign, or daily, if you are taking the garden theme, I'll continue with that theme only. So if you are going to make them do it in the classroom, So be prepared with the, like butterfly cutouts or butterfly, give them origami papers to draw butterfly or birds or anything. Flower cutouts ready rakho, ya papers ready rakho. As in when, if you're doing an art activity, fine motor skill time hai, to make them do this activity, give them some home assignment where they have to do it at home. Slowly, like it took us 2 weeks to assemble the stuff and then put it. So, like getting all the stuff from the children, like there are so many children, give them different duties. If this groups, like you can divide the class. If there are 20 children, divide the class into groups of 5s or 4s and give them duties. So this is your work, this is your work. When it is together, it will go in a very smooth way, but also it may take time, but gradually, like it takes time. Like let them do 2 flowers today, let them do 1 flower today. It can be used as a filler, but trust me, if they know and they enjoy it and they will do it diligently, you don't have to keep, bringing them back into the uh into the like bringing them back and please do it, we have an assignment, we have to put it up, we have to put it. No, they will only do it for you. Okay, so morale thing is here. Now we move ahead. I hope I have answered your question, ma'am. And let us just move ahead. We are going to get into the classroom integration. That is how to bring in teamwork and social skills into our classroom in the daily life. Yeah. So classroom integration, we've done a workshop on it. We've done, and in fact, after that, every session we have something where we integrate that particular topic into our classroom. Okay, so here the classroom refers to the consistent and natural inclusion. Like we want that, in a way, we want our classroom to have the teamwork skills developing among the children. We want our classroom to have those social skills that are developing among the children. So how to put it, as a part of the circle time, how? So I'll be giving you ideas, of course, and why it matters. They learn through daily repetition and modeling. If they see, many a times if they see that a parent is scared of a particular insect, it automatically passes on to the children. In even like the child will not even know what that insect is, or it does not bite, nothing, but it is the modeling behavior that okay, the child has seen the parent shriek at it, and this is what happens. Because this has happened to me, I can relate to it totally, because this modeling behavior, like my children, I have a different phobia for birds and especially pigeons, and my children, who they loved feeding the pigeons, now since the time they've started understanding that their mom is getting scared of it, they are modeling the same behavior. So even if we try now, that's a process that I am working on, they are working on many things, but you can see that. And if they see a good behavior, like, okay, being kind, like talking to elders with respect, elders, being kind to the animals, stray animals also, you will see that same thing happening to the children also. So that modeling is needed. It is not only like I'm talking about parent oriented, teacher oriented as well. Because at this age, the teachers are worshipped by the children. So let's make the most of that. Embedding teamwork into everyday tasks and children empathy, patience, everything that comes into that. Strategies now to build in morning circle time aate hai, to group songs hai, when they are doing that, like they are doing the school prayer together. Why are the school prayers so important? It brings you, like, it starts off in a positive note, but it also gets in that, sense of belonging, that we all are together and this is our community and we are doing the same prayer together. So this is why school prayers are like given that, they are that necessary. Group songs, buddy systems. Now here in one of the schools I had read about, they had started this buddy bench thing, where there is a bench that is there, and the younger ones are the elder ones, like the children from 5th or 6th grade, become buddy to a younger one, and they talk. They are given the chance to discuss their issues. So the 2nd graders, 3rd graders can go and ask them, they will help them. So it is kind of a buddy bench thing that I've seen in schools, in that school that happened. So, and it was a success. pair, and then many of the times, we've been doing that. Okay, this child is good in math and this child is struggling, but this child is very good when it comes to English. Let me pair them up so they can influence each other for good. Team cleanup, they are working together, assign roles, that role monitor banate hai, row monitor banate hai, prefect banate hai. Why? They are assigning them because they get a sense of responsibility, and also the others also are encouraged to be that, and it works all the ways. So for morning circle time, start with teamwork through a thought of the day. For example, let's help someone today in need. We all will win when we work together. Just put in those simple quotes. If you are happy and it, help a friend. Do it with a song. Help a friend. Give a hug to your friend. Something. Buddy tasks, as I said, assign classroom jobs in pairs. So ye jo tha wo that case study I was talking about, wherein they are lifting the basket of the books and going, was like a buddy task. They were assigned this duty in pairs. So watering plants, arranging books, distributing materials, then rotate the buddies, like rotate, like don't keep them like they get too comfortable and they don't talk to anybody else. We don't want that. Learning centers hai. So in those learning centers, build a house together in the block area. Then you have, when they are doing free play, let's run a toy store, like a role play kind of a thing. So they are team up and complete the picture, give them stuff, give them puzzles and let them sit and finish the puzzle in this stipulated time. Something, you can just use your own creativity. I'm just trying to see, these are the two things that you don't have to go out of your way to do it. It is already there with you. It was already there in your class. You just have to work the way of how to reach this goal. That's it. Okay. Stories here. So put in the stories. The Little Red Hen story was very nice. You can understand the importance of friendship. It's not only that the friendship will always be beneficial and good. You have to be alert and know that this kind of friendship is not good for me. So that also comes into this. Ask questions. What would you do if you were a part of a team? Anything. Make group art hai, science project, the Mural's example which I gave. You can, let's all paint a rainbow using our favorite colors. Like do the chart thing together, poster thing together. Let them do it. Let it be children centered, not parent centered. Clean up time hai, so give them a chance. Okay, it's your duty, you ensure. Let's see if your table is stable, if your table team can finish faster than yesterday. Praise them, even like do it, make them do it. So yeah, so here I have reached till the ways to integrate it. Let me see. Yeah, we have, give me 10 minutes of it. I have few questions and I have some bonus stuff also for all of you which I want to share. I had few questions for you all. What's one daily routine you can turn into a teamwork opportunity? This I want quick answers and then I'll want to ask you questions. I'll just brush through the questions. But I want one daily routine activity that you do, something that you do. How can you turn it into a teamwork opportunity, teachers? Come on, quickly. I want it in your, quickly, teachers, in the chat box, please. Putting toys back into the basket. Yes, yes. Yes, any day, any day. Anything else, teachers?
Okay, we can tell the children to keep the books, help out into each other with the books.
Okay, so like distribute the books.
Yeah, distribution
Help
type
out
of
and
book.
yes, yes. You can also do, I just happen to remember that. Like if you're passing on the worksheets, so don't take the worksheet for yourself and keep it, pass it on to others and give it and use it, or take yours and pass it on next. Like,
Yeah,
the whole
usually,
bunch.
usually we do that.
Huh,
We tell the children only to just pass the book, pass the paper, or pass the pencil, eraser, anything. Just pass it
very
to your
nice.
friend, and we try
Yeah.
to include into all those activities.
Okay, okay, very nice. Which age group are you, do you teach, ma'am?
We are in
Which,
LKG. LKG.
okay, perfect, perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, got it. Thank you, thank you. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have teaching children to work together today builds kind and caring adults for tomorrow. So this was like the major agenda, what I just tried to put across in the initial thing during the introductory time. But this is what we want, like the challenges that we as adults are facing, we can try to inculcate those skills in them beforehand, so it becomes a little easier process for them when they do get into the adulting phase. Um, I have some games. I'll be quick. I have this and I have your favorite. I looked out for activities also for something else. Just bear with me for next few minutes. One, we have play group, so role balling circle. Sit in a circle, roll the ball to a friend. Just nice simple games. Follow the leader, which I've already spoken about. In junior KG, you can do team sorting, like group sorting, buttons hai, sort karao, saath mein baith ke, give them a chunk of crayons also, like used, semi-used crayons, and like we all have like huge bunch of crayons. So dal do saath mein, color wise sort karo. Let them do it together. Build a story together. This works wonders. Okay, story department, like I've done workshops and stories also earlier, and this really, really is a fun activity. Please do it. Here I have some activities where you can inculcate phonics and teamwork. See, this is like, abhi teachers, you may be having doubts like how to put in teamwork activity also into our curriculum right now when you are already, see, one of the teacher did rightly said, you are already doing it in the class. This is like, we are just helping you out or pushing, like giving few more ideas to uh, just break the monotony, if at all, but to just like just broadening the horizon of knowledge. Okay, so phonics and teamwork. So when you take nursery and junior KG, you'll see the grade also that I've mentioned. It applies to these two grades, kind of a thing. Here the letter sound recognition. So what are they doing? Divide the children into teams, say the sound, and each child, one child from each team runs and picks up an object or a picture or a card, whatever, with that sound. So the team cheers, like kind of a relay, what we do, actual relay, but it's like a sound hunt relay. I've just found some pictures which I've put in. Then for junior KG, senior KG, build a word puzzle. So here they give each team a set of cards, and then you call out the word cat. So the teams must work together and put the finally and arrange the words together. So it's a fun thing, and they are doing the spellings. Their phonics are working without even like you telling them to look at it, and you learn and remember. K says C says K, and A says and. No, they are doing it. And add a timer for excitement if you wish to. This can be done for senior KG, and you can take those sight words and everything for the first graders also. This is fun, like this. Phonics charades. So here you have for nursery, junior KG, what you can do is one child from each team acts out a word, like jump. So they have to like act out the word. The others have to guess. They can guess, and then they have to say the beginning sound or the word, like whichever you think is applicable for the children at that time. You can do it, and rotate the roles. It is great for the shy children to come up and do it. See, like this, charades you give them, and like these are the some objects that I have put. So like flower, so they'll show this action flower, guitar, so they will try to put in guitar, so they can do that. Sound collage creation. Like for playgroup and nursery, assign a sound, for example, B for each group. Each team finds pictures. This you can do for nurse, junior also. In senior also, you can take up the blends, diagrams, and everything also, wherein they have to find those pictures from magazines, use drawings or newspapers, anywhere, create a collage of these items. So display each team's collage proudly on the classroom wall. In fact, this can become your morale also, that all these collages you can, like, it looks beautiful end of the day when you put it together. Phonic board train. So this is like basically board game. So I have that, but see, simple DIY board game bana do, dice de do, questioning cards. Each team takes turn rolling and answering the phonic questions that are come out. So find the odd one out of sun, sad, and cup. So which is the odd one out? Blend these sounds and do it, that way. This is simple. Like I found this, when you roll the dice, come on and try to read it, and like that way. So it's a very cute thing. Song sound circle. Like sit in a circle, start with a sound, say m, and sing a rhyme or chant or anything that starts with that. Each child or the group adds a word that begins with the sound, like monkey, moon, milk. Now अभी senior KG को अगर कराओगे तो आपने अगर कोई sound दिया, for example the same sound m, so if the child is saying monkey, so the other child will say monkey and moon, like their own word, add their own one to the chain and make a nice long memory chain. So that is also fun. Mystery sound box, like give them a box and hide objects in it. They have to take turns feeling it, guessing it what it is, and say the beginning sound. In nursery bhi hai, junior KG, you can do it, like it's super fun. Like yes, simple cardboard box ko they've just they've just put the printouts and they've decorated it that way. So this is basic. So now we go on with the question answers, sharing, and it's open. I have some questions also which you can do it, but if you have any, please put forth, please put it ahead. Do it, yeah. And the teachers have put in some interesting, some nice suggestions also in the chat box. Please have a look. And you can do, like there are some questions which I wanted to share, but if we are running out of time, it's okay, but it would be great if you can interact and we can have a small interaction also. So like first is, what's one small change you can make this week to build teamwork in your class? Any small change like you would like to put in this week after the workshop? Anything that you would like to share, you can put it in the chat box also, teachers. You can unmute and share also. That's also great.
We can ask the children to color the things, or whatever EVS part we have explained. The one who is doing it fast can explain the other who is a little slow in doing it. Like that, we can ask the child. Yeah.
So you can do teamwork also help, social skills help, buddy work, buddy pairs also help. They are helping. Empathy comes into the picture. Nice. They can help each other. Very nice.
Yeah, if their part is over, work part is over, they can always write on board. Otherwise, they can draw on board. They can do that. That also they can do.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done a group project? नहीं, ठीक है. मुझे दूसरे जो questions है, I want to know them. Okay. Any challenges that you face when encouraging cooperation among children? Like in recent times, as I said, the sharing concept bolo, ya, waiting for the turns wala funda. It is slowly diminishing because of the lifestyle or the culture that we have currently. But what challenges are you facing? Do you face any challenges when inculcating cooperation, patience among them? See, one of the teachers said, she does drama with the children, a drama like a storytelling narration kind of a thing of Mouse and the Lion, and the children also want to get into it. And here you can make them in pairs, you can tell them to role play a different stories also if you've done, or the same Lion and Mouse story, and look out for those who are shy, bring them up. Because in play school is the time, not play school, the preschool is the time where we can, focus on each and every child and bring out that, help them overcoming that self-consciousness. Because
Yes,
once they go in the, yes,
ma'am,
somebody
actually we
is,
do that.
yes.
We do that in circle time. The
Huh.
shy kids, we specially focus on the shy kids to come out in the circle, stand in the middle, and speak about themselves. Though their voice modular will be low that time because they are not used to so many children looking at them. But at a given time, they will start opening up to us. Like we do that.
Yes.
Go out with the names, what favorite things you like, and speak about anything, about your friends, about your parents, or anything, or the TV program.
Perfect. Cartoon character, anything,
We
yes.
try to track down the shyness and bring down and open up. It's a slow
Oh,
procedure, but we try
yes,
to do
but
that.
see, that's really like impressive, commendable that you are making those efforts and trying to pull out. So you know your children, you're bringing them into the picture that okay, overcome this shyness, because it is in
Yes.
preschool that teachers can give this personal attention to them. Once they
Yeah.
once they go into the primary, it's going to be little difficult. So good job, teacher. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any other, let me just share one, can you share any one game routine where, you've seen teamwork naturally happening? Like naturally, आपको बोलना नहीं पड़ा है, it just happened. Like you've seen anything, like even like packing up toys or anything that you've seen where it is just naturally happened.
Okay, like after prayer time, after we finish
Hmm.
our prayer and school song, like the children will automatically form a circle because they know they want to play Ringa Ringa Roses.
Perfect. So they'll only go and they'll play and they'll sit. I mean, they'll start.
They will automatically form a circle, ma'am, Ringa Ringa Roses, and they will start without me telling them, okay, come on, children, do it, do this. They know what comes
Huh.
after, like they are so much habituated to it that they know,
Huh.
okay, like what comes
They
after
know,
what.
and
Yeah.
they work together in that. So they
Yes,
all are
true,
working
true.
together in that. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just form a circle and stand.
Because if one
Ve-
child is also out of the circle, they will call that children, come, we are playing Ringa Ringa in the circle.
Ah, perfect. See, it just naturally happened. Like it just
Yes.
got into the routine of that thing. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Okay, anything that you learned today that surprised you or inspired you to work, like just put it in your, in your daily routine in the classroom, anything that you learned today, you can share it and you can let me know. And I will be ending the session with this, a nice quote by Helen Keller. So just read through it and then please do share your ideas. Oh yes, classroom morale activity, na? Yeah. Okay. So you can just share your suggestions, your stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Actually, even we have like the classroom morale activity. Like the children's imaginative, creative thing comes out in it.
Yes, very nice. And it is like children's work, so it will anyways look beautiful, if you put it up.
Yeah,
How
because
much ever
see,
a professional painter can do, but a child's work will always stand out.
yes, because it is like they are small children, so they are not picture perfect. But we like to see
Mm.
how people paint, how they may draw a cat. For them, it may be a different thing. A cat, a mouse, or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like take a picturesque picture. They may differ, but we like to see how they come out with their
How
imaginations
they,
and creativity.
and that will always stand out, ma'am. That will always stand out because the parents don't want to see a picturesque picture. They want to see what their
Very
child has done. And it is,
And colors, they're playing with colors, even in that pictures which we say moral painting, you're saying, the colors. I like to see how they mix with the
Yeah.
colors, they play with colors.
Yes,
That is,
yes.
we'll surely try that, ma'am.
Yeah, please do, and do share the picture. If you do try, please do share the picture with us. We'll be happy to see.
Surely.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So any other
Even
feedback?
the sharing,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sorry,
even the
please share.
sharing activities and the passing the things or helping each other, those things that kids are already following in our class. But by attending this class, we got to know ki, yeah, this how we can build the confidence in them, and we can teach them, yeah, encourage them, and yeah, more stuff we can make them do. Thank you, ma'am. That
Okay,
was a nice
great. Thank
session.
you so much. Thank you. You can drop in your feedback questions, any questions, I'm there. I'll be there. We'll keep the meeting open for the next 5 minutes. Any questions, put it in the chat box. Any questions, you can unmute and discuss. So we are right here. And those, if you don't wish to, if you are content with the meeting and happy, please drop in feedback and you can leave the meeting if you wish to. We'll keep the window open for 5 more minutes. Okay, so we have a query from one of the teachers that she has a child in nursery and who is crying a lot and wants to go back to playgroup. Okay, so this is basically more like, the transition phase issue which the child is facing. The child is not ready to transition into the another classroom. So one of the days what you can do is one, you can, let the child meet. No, then is the child really attached to the classroom or to the teacher? Okay, both. Okay. Teachers, any suggestions you can pour in for this issue? Okay, first I'll address to the first issue, that is, the child is in nursery who's crying a lot and wants to go back to playgroup. So this is basically the transition movement. Try to understand what the child really likes. Like one of the days, if the child really likes painting or child has a favorite song or something, try to play that in the classroom. Try to do that activity in the classroom where, if the drawing, sticking, any activity, give them, if the child enjoys balloons also. See, balloon games are really fun, but it has one which is that, if it bursts, the children tend to get a little scared. But balloons, they do class may get some balloons and try to, make them play, bounce the balloon. It should not drop, it should not touch the floor, all those kind of games. So the child will get distracted. So the child will know that this is equally fun. See, this is a phase. It's okay if it's happening. It will go on with the phase, but do not let the child get into this thing that, okay, I keep crying, I will get what I want, kind of a thing. So try try to understand from the playgroup teacher that what were the favorite things for the child to do. Try to put it in your daily schedule, 1 or 2 things. See, the child should know that, okay, here also we are going to do these things which I enjoy. Here also we are going to like it. If the child has a friend in the class, try to make the child sit next to that friend. But also, and don't make it a thing like when you're doing a circle time, be a little louder than the child and continue with your routine. The crying should not affect the entire classroom. Continue with your routine, but put it in a subtle way, like, put that favorite activity in the middle so the child gets distracted. Okay, wow, I'm going to do this. The child enjoys it. Toys, lalo, dolls, so dolls, if she likes dolls, put the dolls across like that. Try that. And any other teachers, if you have any other suggestions, please pour in for this issue. We can discuss it together. And till the time from my end, you can give these things a try and let me know if, I don't know why, but she cries more after lunchtime. Because she might be missing her parents probably, or she might be wanting to go home. Give her some time. It should subside. It takes time for some children. After lunchtime, keep something, like change the routine. Like if you're going to make them do some other activity, like give some fun activity, daldo right after lunchtime, so that she forgets that she is like whatever she is remembering, she gets distracted from that, diverted. Her mind is diverted from that. Try it that way. You can, do this. Now for the other teacher who suggested that she has one kid in her classroom uh, uh, for play group, but is not mingling with others. She just sits alone. The child sits alone. So if it's just the beginning, give the child some time. If not, now what you can do is also, like, if the child is sitting here, if it's not mingling, the child is not ready to play or anything, what you can do is put some toys randomly next to the child, just next to the child. Don't give it to the child, next to it. Let the child play. Let the child, the child will be tempted to touch it and play. Let the child start doing that. Once that happens, send one of the child from your classroom to go and sit next to that. Oh, you tried that also. Doesn't play also, the child doesn't play at all in the classroom, or it just doesn't talk with anybody. How long has the child been like, since play school when alone? Plays when alone, like, okay, 2 months. Not a single friend, doesn't talk to anybody in the class. If you call the child, as they said in during circle time, oh yes, you can give some responsibility to the child. Like, today, now, the book basket, or this particular, since it's play group, it will be very simple, very, like if you use some prop for the circle time or anything, so give that, okay, please go and get that for me, please get it for me, and then go back and sit in your place, kind of a thing. So involve the child by giving little responsibility or some work, assign some work. So that can really help you. If I ask him to give water, happens to others, he does. Yeah, so the child is liking the responsibility thing. So how to involve, like during concept time, deliberately keep one of the teaching aid or anything little far away from you, but near to the child, where the child usually sits. Tell the child to please go and get it for you. So involve the child. Then tell the child to hold it for you. Like, okay, if there's a chart or something, little chotu thing, whatever, think of it, try to put it in your lesson time, and tell the child, please hold it now, I want to discuss it with the thing. Like, and then ask the child, what is this? I can't see, I can't do it. So I think the child will get involved if he likes helping. So then he will do it. And try to tell, usko thoda, some children do take time, but try these things. If it works, do let me know. Any other suggestions if teachers have, please pour in, or any other queries, anything, please do let me know. We'll be there for next 2 minutes, and yeah, then we can leave the meeting we'll end the meeting. I hope I have cleared your doubts, teachers. Try this. And you can let me know about it in the next session. Okay. So the next session we'll put across the calendar. I think there is one session lined up next week, but we'll confirm it with you and we'll let you know. Okay, so thank you, teachers. I'll be leaving the meeting now. It was great to conduct a session with you all, and hope to see you all soon. Okay, so thank you. Have a good day, teachers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.